Hello! Staff training. In Korean, staff is called a bong. You might hear it called a bow staff. Bow is essentially a word that can translate to training, so it's technically just a training staff. So bow staff, staff, bong, all of them are interchangeable. The official word the association uses for staff is bong. That's why our weapon forms, our staff forms, are called bonghyungs. First thing you need to understand is a staff should be about your own height. If it's a little more, not a problem. If it's a little less, then you're outgrowing your staff. Traditionally, staves are actually longer than the person, or taller than the person who is training with them. If we go very traditional, back to maybe Shaolin Temple, things like that, you would have about 10-foot long staffs. That's kind of just the standard. So if your staff is longer than you, do not feel like you have a staff that is too big. It just means that you have to raise up slightly. Raise your arms or the center of the staff up slightly as you're training. If your staff is too small for you, you actually start moving into a different type of training. That is more towards quarterstaffs, more towards double techniques, or shorter weapons. So if you're truly wanting to understand how to utilize a staff, it should be at least your height. If you're growing and you've varied, that's okay. Now, picking out the type of staff that you might want. You have a lot of varieties. We sell a bunch in the studio. We can order all kinds of different ones, but there's essentially 4 types that you can get. Traditional, slightly tapered, regular wood staves are going to be the most common, the oldest ones that you'll see. This is kind of what, the more traditional style defaults towards. These are strong staves, these are good, they carry a little bit more weight, which would help you actually build the muscle memory and the ability to handle a staff. So I highly recommend these ones to truly get your training down. These are good staves, okay? We also have the lighter versions. These are rattan, essentially bamboo. Rattan staves are much lighter. They're much easier to spin, but if you practice with these and then pick up a heavier staff, you're gonna find yourself truly fighting to make it to do all the same techniques. If you start with a heavier staff, all you have to do is relax a little to go down to a lighter staff. But they are great staves. The benefit to the rattan ones is they have a lot of flexibility and they're very strong for their weight. So these are good ones, they're a good investment, they'll last a long time, they'll travel easily, they won't break. If you get the competition style ones, these tapered ones, the tapered staves are light and they're often nicely colored, all kinds of patterns, designs on them, but these are the weakest. So be very careful if selecting one of these staves, because these staves are easily going to break during competitions or even testing. I have seen numerous testing times and competition videos or even in person where people are doing their form, mid-form, slap a technique, staff breaks in half, piece goes flying. They can't restart because they don't have a full weapon. They essentially have disqualified themselves from that tournament. If it's in a testing situation, hopefully someone else has a staff that you'll be able to use. So these can look very nice, but I heavily recommend people to shy away from them. If you have a specific reason to use them or for demos, that's where these kind of come into play. Okay, the last one is full size. Full size staff. If you are a blue belt or higher and you do not have a full size staff, we need to talk about why. If you know how to spin a staff, the weight starts to not matter that much. And these rattan ones are full size, so you get the full visual of a regular size staff without as much weight. This is my recommendation. Full size rattan staff, if not hardwood, because this is traditional. Once you learn how to move it, the staff does have to work for you. So when you're picking out your staff, you have a variety, just come talk to me. We can order one for you. lots of different sites that we can get them from. I will help you pick the one that best fits you and best fits what you're wanting to use it for. Have fun. Come talk to me.